Hey everyone, today we are tackling a big bold question that's been buzzing in the tech world. Is Agile dead? Yes, you heard that right. Agile, once the mighty champion of software development, now seems to be in the hot seat. But before we jump to conclusions, let's break it down. In this video, we'll uncover the symptoms of Agile's decline, debate its future, and maybe even reimagine its role in modern development. Stick around, it's going to be an insightful ride. Alright, first stop, what are the warning signs that Agile might be losing steam? Let's start with certifications. These days it feels like anyone can get certified in Agile. But the question is, does it really mean anything? Instead of mastering practical skills, many are becoming experts in Agile jargon. It's like collecting trophies but never playing the game. Then there's the overly complex process. Remember when Agile was all about simplicity and speed? Frameworks like SAFe are making it feel like more like a corporate bureaucracy, bogging teams down with rituals than value. And finally, we have the diminishing value of roles. Scrum Masters and Agile coaches, what do they do exactly? Many organizations are scratching their heads and asking if they're getting their money's worth. So is Agile losing its charm? Or are we just being too hard on it? Let's keep digging. The Agile Conferences, once the lifeblood for Agile evangelists, these events are now seeing fewer and fewer attendees. And when you do, the vibe has shifted. Instead of focusing on the core principles of Agile, sessions are now exploring the adjacent methodologies and buzzwords. It's going like a pizza party and being served salad. It's fine, but it's not what you came for. But hey, Agile isn't going down without a fight, and let's see how it's trying to stay relevant in the age of AI. Agile is hopping on the AI bandwagon, and who can blame it? From certifications blending Agile and AI principles to books like AI and Agile, pioneering the future of hyper-productive teams, there is a clear effort to modernize. But here's the question. Are these efforts a genuine evolution or just Agile trying to look cool at the AI party? Time will tell. Speaking of staying cool, let's talk about how Agile has found itself the butt of jokes, literally. Enter Comic Agile, a hilarious but yet brutally honest critique of Agile practices. From memes to cartoons, these jokes shine a spotlight on the ways Agile principles are misunderstood or misused. The fact that they're so popular on social media tells us something. These frustrations are real and they're shared across the industry. But wait, it's not all doom and gloom. Some Agile thought leaders are stepping up to defend their turf. Let's hear what they have to say. Thought leaders like Jim Hicksmith, one of the Agile's founding fathers, aren't ready to give up just yet. He said, Agile has lost its soul. We need to reimagine Agile for the future. Jeff Sutherland and Mike Cohn are also in the camp of evolution, urging Agile to adapt to new challenges and technologies. It's like a band announcing a reunion tour. They're not done rocking yet. But even rock stars face challenges, and Agile's got its fair share. Let's take a closer look. One big issue, the role of Scrum Masters. Major companies like Capital One have eliminated the position altogether, questioning its value. Then there's the eternal headache story points. Teams are struggling to quantify them, and even Ron Jeffries, the guy who invented them, has expressed regret. Ouch. And here's the kicker. Despite all the certifications floating around, only about 10% of professionals really understand Agile. It's like having a license to drive, but not knowing how to start the car. So is Agile dead or just in need of a serious tune-up? On one side, we have the Agile is Dead camp. Critics argue that Agile has stayed too far from its original principles. Articles like Agile is Dead claim that it's lost its effectiveness, becoming more of a corporate buzzword than a practical methodology. But on the other side, the Agile is evolving proponents are optimistic. Groups like Scrum.org believe Agile is simply adapting to new challenges and technologies rather than fading away. So, is Agile a phoenix ready to rise from the ashes, or is it a relic of the past? The debate rages on. Speaking of the future, what might a post-Agile world look like? Let's explore. Picture this, a world where Agile isn't the default methodology. What does it take to prepare for such a shift? First, we need to realize and recognize Agile's limitations. It's not a magic bullet, and it's okay to admit that. Next, it's time to explore alternatives. There are other approaches to project management that might better suit modern challenges. But don't forget, the key is to adopt, adapt, and innovate. Building new practices that align with today's software development needs is essential. Finally, continuous learning will be your best friend. Staying informed about emerging trends ensures you're always ahead of the curve. Now, if this shift away from Agile feels familiar, that's because we have seen this play out before. Let's take a history lesson from Six Sigma. The Six Sigma, once the mighty giant of quality management. Back in the early 2000s, it was the gold standard. But what happened? First, there was peak popularity. Everyone wanted a slice of the Six Sigma pie. Then came the overemphasis on certification. Sound familiar, right? The focus shifted from practical outcomes to collecting badges and credentials. Finally, companies started seeing diminishing returns. The rigid processes and high costs didn't always translate to value. If Agile isn't careful, it could follow a similar trajectory. But every changing landscape brings new opportunities. Let's see what the future holds for professionals. Even as methodologies like Agile face challenges, there's no shortage of opportunities for professionals. For instance, program managers can take a step back to oversee multiple projects, ensuring alignment with strategic goals. Coaches have a chance to focus on growth and skill development, not just Agile practices. And product managers are perfectly positioned to drive innovation by aligning products with market needs. So whether Agile stays or goes, there's always room to carve out your niche and thrive. That's some of the key takeaways from everything we discussed so far. Agile is at crossroads. It's not dead, but it's certainly facing scrutiny. Evolution is necessary, whether it's a return to core principles or embracing new technologies, change is inevitable. Adaptability is the secret sauce. Professionals who stay flexible will navigate these shifts more easily. And lastly, the ultimate focus should be on delivering value, not just following Agile rituals. So what does the future hold for Agile? Let's look at some potential scenarios. Let's get speculative. Here's a few ways Agile's future might unfold. We could see an Agile renaissance, a return to its core principles, modernized for today's challenges, or maybe hybrid methodologies will dominate, blending Agile with other approaches. Then there's AI-driven Agile, where AI tools can supercharge teams' productivity. And of course, there's the post-Agile era, a time where entirely new methodologies might take the stage. No one has a crystal ball, but one thing's for sure, change is coming. Now, what can you do to navigate these changes? Let's get actionable. Reflect. Take a hard look at your current Agile practices. Are they truly effective? Learn. Stay on top of industry trends and new methodologies. The learning never stops. Adapt. Be willing to evolve your approach. The old ways might not always work. And finally, innovate. Contribute to shaping the future of software development. Your ideas could lead the way. Before we close, let's recap the big picture one last time. So Agile is dead, is it? Not quite. The more relevant question is, how can we evolve our practices to meet the challenges of modern software development? The future of Agile lies in its adaptability, integration of new technologies, and keeping delivering the value in an ever-changing landscape. As we move forward, let's focus on flexibility, continuous learning, and embracing new technologies that address today's complexity. The road ahead might be uncertain, but it's also full of opportunities. In this video, if this video sparked new ideas or gave you a fresh perspective, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us bring more thought-provoking content to you. See you in the next video, and thanks for watching.